Welcome in, WCHL, ACHA hockey fans. It's a special time for me because I get my first visit, my first chance to watch hockey in Springfield, Missouri. I get to see Missouri State Ice Bears on the ice. So let's find out a little bit more about this program and what it's like to run an ACHA program. I got the general manager, Ryan Armstrong, with me. Ryan, first of all, welcome in.
Thanks for coming out, and I hope you enjoy Springfield as much as everyone else does. And we're excited not only for our special event this weekend, but for a really good ACHA matchup between these two powerhouse teams.
Well, I love it already because I pulled in. It was 70 degrees, sunny, not hockey weather, and that's fine with me. No wind. This building is beautiful. Everybody's been just fantastic to be around. So, so far so good. I'm loving it. I want to talk to you though about ACHA hockey because you have a program here, and we're sitting underneath the Stan Melton ice rink and all the things that it takes to put this together. Tell me about it. How did you get involved, and tell us about Ice Bears hockey?
Sure. So my involvement started about 14, 15 years ago as a player here. And then after graduation, found myself coaching at the Division I team as assistant and interim head coach for 5 years. And fourth year as general manager is just kind of the natural progression for me. Stan Melton, as you mentioned, he was the gentleman who pretty much started the organization along with our student board that really wanted to get a team going. And Stan found a way to make that happen with the city that we didn't have a rink at the time. Sure. So it started from the bare grassroots down and made our way up, and we got the rink built with the help of the city of Springfield. And like you said, it's a beautiful facility, and Stan did so much, and I have some big shoes to fill with him. But we've been progressing every year. You know, when I'm not here at the rink, being a rink rat, I'm a big golfer, and I treat the hockey club here like my golf game, and I don't settle for pars. I don't settle for bogeys. Every year it's something better and something different, and you know, birdies and eagles are all I like. So we just try to make little improvements every single year to better our organization, to make it more attractive university team to play at, and try to help give back into the community a little bit. This organization, BCF, who we're working with this weekend, being one of them, and really just digging ourselves into the community here, and hopefully you'll see tonight by our fan base that we've got some really dedicated, loyal fans at Missouri State hockey.
People get sick of me saying this word, but for the last 20 months through the pandemic, I said relevancy, especially to ACHA clubs, because it's a pay-for-play. The guys have to really be committed to not only go to school, but to pay for their opportunity to continue to play game at the college level. But you guys have done a fantastic job. Not only did you survive the pandemic, but I think you thrived through the pandemic. Tell me about what that's been like, and how you think you came through the pandemic as we sit here today.
You know, so one of the reasons that we create a culture here in Springfield with Missouri State of such a great fan base, such a great volunteer base that we have, and our student athletes and our fans. One of the reasons we dig so deep and try to make everything as ingrained in the community as we can is 4 times like last year, thick and thin. And last year was a thin year. It was tough. You know, we were limited to about 300 and of our normal 1,100. It was a tough year, not only for the students, for the fans, from a hockey aspect, but you got to think about these student athletes. Part of that word is student. Yep. Their schooling changed severely, and I was very surprised and pleasantly happy at the end of the year when both our Division I and Division III teams, 75% of them had a 3.2 GPA or higher. So we really emphasize athletic ability as a student to be a student. You know, you can be the best player out here, but if you don't make the grades, it doesn't matter if you're NCAA, ACHA, or what. You will not be playing college hockey, and our athletes here know that we put student in front of athlete.
Okay, so that being said, as you're putting together a program like this, I mean, we hear stories about places that have opportunities for guys to play hockey and maybe not pay as much. Every school's a little different. Tell us about Missouri State. If somebody wants to come here to play hockey, and I saw your map, you got them from all over the place. I think you need some more from the Southwest, but that's just my own personal thought. But tell me about getting somebody here and what it takes to become a part of this organization and team.
Yeah, so we have a recruiting process very similar to the rest of the teams in the ACHA, where it takes the student themselves, the athlete, the player themselves, from a junior team, from another NCAA, from an ACHA team, or junior college, to reach out and get on the coaches' radars. You know, Jeremy and Cliff and our Division III coaches, they do a great job of communicating back with every single person that reaches out to us. We do have a summer skate that's a great way for either a junior or a senior in high school or a prospective player. Maybe he's playing juniors and he has another year left. It's a great way for them to come out to Springfield, skate with the current players, the returning players, also skate with prospective players, and get on the coaches' radars. You got to get out there. And it probably doesn't behoove me too well to admit this, but you know, whenever you have a high school player who's looking to get accepted into a college to go play, I always encourage them to get accepted to 2, 3, 4 different schools, and then once you're accepted, go visit these places. Right. Because Flim Flom, Manitoba may have a really good hockey team, but Arizona State is a heck of a place to go to school. Right. 85 degrees and sunny with beautiful, I'll say, scenery all day is a pretty nice way to go to have your college career. So it's a little bit of everything, but reach out to the coaches, and we love to make contacts, and we've got a lot of contacts ourselves as far as our coaching staff and helping put people on the right teams that they're fit for. But the great thing about college hockey is people come and go every year. People graduate, freshmen come in, so it's a great revolving door.
Okay, that's a good synopsis, if you will, of the on-ice stuff, but your job goes way deeper than that. It's fundraising. It's making sure that you get from place to place. You were telling me the other night about the guys having to go on a bus ride from here to Vegas for 24 hours. It's not like you get on the charter jet and go somewhere. Tell me what it's like to have to recruit dollars and cents to keep this program going.
Well, like you said, there are only a handful of universities out there that are fully funded by their university. Those are most of the time a private school with a couple thousand kids. Missouri State, we're a state school. We've got close to 30,000 people, 28,000 people, and we are a pay to play. Yep. Now, what our players and student athletes are paying is severely less than what they would, due to the fact of our fans and the ticket revenue from the help, our sponsorships. Jeremy Law and the coaching staff and myself, we do a great job of, again, getting that community give back. And you'll see we've got hanging signs, we've got ad reads. Our PA announcer hates me sometimes because we're reading ads all the time. Our boards are starting to get filled with board advertisements. Website, social media, very powerful tools that can reach a very big audience very quickly. We take advantage of every single one we can, but it is a true pay to play. You know, we like to make sure that we keep the essence of what our level of ACHA hockey is, and it's not professional. You know, we're not paying players. We encourage them to go out and do fundraising on their own. They have the ability to pay off all of their hockey fees and not pay a single dollar out of their own pocket. That's a right. That's something that they have the ability to do. So we give them all the tools to help themselves. But we are extremely happy with everything that we've got going as far as the community help that we have coming back into us and everything that we put out.
You know, the interesting thing, really a lot more for NCAA than anywhere else, is the new NIL, where your name, image, and likeness. And I joked on our NCAA show, I said, Michigan may this year be the 33rd NHL team, which is good as they are. But that was kind of tongue-in-cheek. But then I thought, what if this NIL thing catches fire? And say you have 4 first-round draft picks, or 5 or 6 or 7, whatever you have at Michigan, and they decide that they want to continue to play college hockey because they now can profit from their name, image, and likeness. Is that going to change things? And would it ever trickle down to ACHA level where guys might get paid endorsements?
So you bring up a couple different points, and I'll touch on one or two of them real quick. You talk about NCAA players going to the NHL. Yep. This is a trend we've been seeing at the national coaches meeting down in Naples with NCAA and ACHA coaches. Is more and more college players are going straight to the NHL, which is a great trickle-down effect to Division III NCAA, which is on what I would believe on course with the same level of competition at ACHA Division I, and especially WCHL, our league in particular. But it's a trickle-down effect through all of college hockey. You look at the more and more that NCAA players are going straight to the NHL and bypassing conventional routes of AHL, OHL overseas, and you're going to see more college players stay in college longer, which again makes the talent pool that much stronger. And you're right, some of the top NCAA D1 teams are going to have those players who NIL is a very important thing, and it'll start to gain some relevancy a little bit later, I think. Right now it's so new and fresh that I think the NCAA, which is crazy as it sounds, and I don't want to get on the NCAA's bad side, they have 15 rules for every single interpretation. With NIL, it's kind of loosey-goosey. You get the feeling that it's different from state to state. It's different from university to university. So there's a lot of gray room in that right now, but I think you'll see it more at the NCAA Division I level right now, rather than at the ACHA level.
Ryan, I appreciate the time. Looking forward to seeing some great hockey this weekend, and thank you so much for inviting me into this beautiful facility. Anytime. Thanks for making the trip down to Spring Vegas, and hopefully you get to experience why we like to call it Spring Vegas. We have fun down here. So, well, it's been fun so far. We'll be back and watch some hockey here in a little bit.